So here I am, and there you are for the third year running. Last year, I thought to myself, it's the last review I would do of this beer. I thought, I've done it 2 years on the trot. I'm not going to do it again. But what happens every January is that you get sucked in. You see it across social media. You see other reviewers do it on their channels, and you start to get drawn in because you feel like you're missing out on something. If there's other reviewers and other channels out there who are not going to review it, you get my respect. You're not as gullible as me. So here I am, and there you are. It's time for another Putty review. We have got this year's 2025 Verdant Putty. There you go. Double IPA, clocking at 8%. Azaka Galaxy Mosaic. It's all there with a theme of let's stick together. So, like bringing communities together over a few cans of putty. But, saying that, I don't know exactly what the output of this beer has been this year. In the past, shops have been very, very limited with it. This was from the Hop Knocker. You tell I've had a few. Hop Knocker in Durham. He had a few in. £9.50. This one. So yes, there I am. Big gullible JB walking into a shop, wanting his putty for a 30 on the trot. When he said all along to himself, I'm not going to do it this year. I'm just not going to do it this year. But here I am. And there you are, ready for another review. Let's crack it open. Oh, a little bit lively. Let's go with dank, tropical. That's all I'm getting at the moment. Let's get it in the glass. And what I think of Putty in the past, it's a good beer. It's a good beer. It is a good beer. The way it's pouring now, look at it. It's a good beer. It is. It is a good beer. I'm trying to convince myself to convince you that it's a good beer. And anybody out there who hasn't had it should go out and buy one while stocks last. But January, it's a special month for Verdant. If Verdant can pull this off every year, suck somebody like me in as well every year, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue. Fair dues. I do like Verdant Brewing Company. Great brewery. I have enjoyed a lot of their beers over the years. And they never let me down really in terms of quality. I've enjoyed all of them. So I suppose that's, to me, it feels like when I went to buy this, I had an angel and a devil on my shoulder. The angel was saying, JB, you don't need another putty review this year. Don't touch the beer again. Just don't do it. Just don't bother, doing it. You've done it. You've done it once, you've done it twice. Don't have to do it a third time. Save your money. Then the devil was saying, JB, you need to do this beer. Every other reviewer's done it and you need to do it. You need to do it. It could be different this year. The devil won. So here I am, and there you are. So beer in a glass. Look at that. Chicken stock in colour. Yeah, it looks great. It does look great. She's a looker, Once she's spruced up, she does look good. Up to the light, yeah. Hazy, thin in, white head. Let's get her with. Yeah, start hitting of dank. Start hitting of rotten fruit. Tropical. Passion fruit. It does smell decent. It does. It does smell decent. So I'm going to go in. This is JB drinking Putty 2025. Cheers, everyone. The thing what greets me with this beer is the stickiness, the gloopiness, and the resiness. You know, it is chewable. You could chew on this. Yeah, I mean, again, again. As you go in, great load of fruit comes out. Tropical fruit, slight hint of dankness. But for me, what hits me is the body of the beer. It's chewy, resinousy in a way. Alcohol is pretty much hidden. Um, Coming again. The slight salady note on it, which I get in dippers. I mean, I've had dippers a couple of months ago, which were worse than this. I'll be honest with you. Um, it is a good beer. It is a good beer. It's chewy. It's flavoursome. It's tropical. The mouthfeel is smooth, bordering soft. It's not too bitter. There's depth in flavour. There's a lot going for this beer. There is slightly sticky. Um, it's a good beer. I'm convincing myself it is a good beer. Um, I'm just smiling. I'm gonna buy next. I know I'm gonna try next. I know I'm going again. What I like about this beer is the body of it. It's just packed full of flavour, smooth, silky, with the resinous feel to it, tropical, dank. It's all there. Is it Verdant's best beer? No, I don't think it's Verdant's best beer. Um, with the variations of Putty over the years, do I start to think whether or not it's down to the individual taste at the time when I try the beer? Because I'm really enjoying this beer at the moment. I think it's fantastic. Last year, if I remember when I did last year, I didn't enjoy it as much. So I'm starting to think whether it's down to the individual more than the beer itself. Um, there's a question mark to it, definitely. Coming back to this, what I think of it, it's full bodied. It's a it's full bodied and a really nice double IPA. It is. It's full bodied, really nice. For Verdant to do this and to put off the hype around this beer every year, kudos to them. If that keeps Verdant going, it keeps Verdant going. You know, that's what I look at it as. If you're a craft brewery who wants to hype one of their beers up, I'm not going to turn around and say it's a bad thing to do because I don't think it is. It's good for the brewery. It's good for beer in general, in a way. Um, Getting to this, do I like this beer? It is a good beer. It is. I can't say it isn't. I could kick back and say about the hype regarding this beer, but it backs itself up with the hype with being a good tasting beer. There's not a lot of things in this world which gets hyped up, which backs the hype up. And for me, this beer does it. It does. It backs it up. I could be nitpicky and I could review this beer to the point where it's hyped up. Who do they think they are? I need to bring that beer down a peg or two. Well, I'm not because it's a good tasting beer and it's a good dipper. but I don't think it's Verdant's best. I really liked. I don't think I've got it up there at the moment. My second rodeo. I thought that was fantastic last year. That really suited me down to the ground. A fantastic beer. Um, but overall, in general, is it if this beer can put Verdant on the map, get ears twigging every year, so be it. It's a good. It's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Some people will, I did get lambasted last year in my Putty review, and you do hear people whinging about it now and again. Well, don't buy it if you hate Putty that much. Don't bother buying it. If you think Putty's not as good as last year's, well, don't buy it again. That's the way I look at it. Coming back to this again, it's a good beer. One more for the road. Juicy, dank, tropical, full of flavour. Is it worth the money? Most probably not. I think I paid about £2 too much for it. But you cannot deny it's a good beer. Verdant Brewing Putty 2025. That's my review of it. See you all next year with another Putty review. If I can get hold of it, I'll do it again next year. I'll say to you now, I'll do it again next year. If I can get hold of it. See you on my next one. Big bib.